Hello, and we are back for episode 3 of Twin Mirrors, continuing right now. Alright, well, I don't think we've met her yet.
She pulls the look off a lot better than I could.
Hey, don't remember seeing you in town before. Passing by?
A little of A and a little of B here.
I suppose. I grew up here. Been gone for a couple of years. I'm not staying long.
Wait, you managed to leave and still came back? You'd never see me again if I left.
Why don't you then?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna take my millions of dollars and make a run for it. I can barely get by, like everyone else here. Too poor to stay, too poor to leave.
Never sure, like, on what schedule these episodes might be published in the future. So, we had just come out of the, just a quick recap, just came out of the coffee shop there, and we're continuing to explore what I would characterize as being downtown Basswood. Anna's favorite shop. She came here every month for the LP section. 50% off those speakers, but they are closed. Maybe just for the moment. Hopefully not closed. It's interesting to me that we can enter each of these shops. Like, in a perfect world, there wouldn't be a load screen, but to be honest, I'm fine with it, you know, so that we can get in and have a more detailed interior. You know, if that little load screen is the cost of getting, you know, higher quality props, better, you know, higher quality characters, whatever else it needs to load into this little instance, I'm good with it.
Yo, get out the way.
You move. I'm the one coming in.
Shh, fuck you.
That's enough.
Kathy and Hugh were both at the wake. I should talk to them. Not uncommon for miners to end up in those once they get black lungs.
I am following along just fine with the story. It's just when they say minors, like when he says minors like that, I just immediately think of like youths, young people. And I'm like, wait, what? Why is that happening? Sleeping pills need to be taken with caution. Painkillers are never there when needed. Oh, it's, hold on. No. Before I talk to her, I just want to double check. It's, oh, and we have a new person there. It's Tara. Too poor to stay and too poor to leave, says Nicole. It would be a good headline for an article. Anna should write about Nicole, or it's a real Basswood story.
Oh, Sam, you here to pick up something for your, condition?
I have a condition?
Yeah, the one that makes you the way you're always so... you? It's all right, of course. I won't tell anyone. I think I might actually have leaky gut. It's where your intestine starts to dissolve.
Why not ask the pharmacist?
And let him know I might have something like that? Ew, he's basically a stranger.
Look, have you seen Dennis?
I saw him yesterday. We exchanged pleasantries. At the wake? Oh, I saw you too. Given his condition yesterday, he might have come in here. You walloped him. Why not ask the pharmacist? I'll just check the internet when I get home. It'll tell me what to get.
It was nice talking to you, Tara.
Was it?
It is conceivable that I hate her. Like, there's something about her where I feel like she says things that are intentionally rude dismissive, snarky, biting, cutting, and she just sort of plays it off by like, oh, LOL, look how quirky I am. And then she like also just, it seems like she seeks to make people uncomfortable by offering way too much information because it's all part of the quirk. And I don't find it cute at all. Not at all. Junk food store sold by a drugstore, counterintuitive.
Reminds me of a girl I met. She could only eat chips when she had stomach aches.
I don't even feel like these are 2018 phones. Like, these are like 2008 phones. I mean, Basswood is economically not great off, but they don't deserve to have, just looking at Beauty and Grace, phone tech from like a decade earlier. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm no phone guru. Depression poster. About time it was addressed. No mine, still a miner's day. Traditions die hard in Basswood. Okay, so let's talk to Kathy. Well, Kathy's with someone. Let's wait our turn. Candy bowl. Hold on. Strategically displayed to make children feel better. And their parents feel worse because they get harassed for the candy. Best angle of Basswood you'll get on the postcards. Kathy's glass jar. Handmade gift made by Joan. Ugly but cute.
Bug made that for Mother's Day years ago, and Kathy still keeps it with her.
I feel like I'd want to keep it. Boy, they really like Beauty and Grace. Like a lot. Pure fluff journalism, it says. It was a Mother's Day gift. Kathy's kept it all these years, even though the colors have faded and her old boss grumbled that clutter didn't belong in a pharmacy. Okay, fun. Even Joan says she wouldn't be upset to see it go. But Kathy will never throw it away. It's been there so long, it's taken on a life of its own. Soon Joan will do that too, take on a life of her own, but that glass jar will stay with Kathy, with the candle inside that's never been lit and probably never will be. Now that last part, that's a little bit sad, just because, like, obviously they're not going to light it up in the pharmacy, but you can put a new candle in there, I would think, unless there's something unique about the candle.
Hiking is an activity best done alone on a Sunday afternoon.
Good old Sam, he definitely likes his solitude. Charity stuffed Troy. Emotional tragedy. Hi. Charity stuffed toy. Emotional tragedy turned into a gift store item. Effective. Okay, that's a weird way to think of it. Alright. Since Kathy is with a customer, let's talk to Hugh first. Displayed to reassure customers is the diploma.
He looks like those doctors you see on commercials.
Ah, Samuel. Sorry about Richard. He's always a little on edge. I'm surprised to see you up and about after the night you had. Honestly. I was afraid you'd end up like your friend. You were quite inebriated.
Yeah, and I have quite the hangover to show for it. Not my finest hour.
I would say not, after your barroom brawl. I did my best to prevent you from following that other man outside. And I tried to get you to hand over your keys, but you would have none of it.
Sorry about that. The man I had a fight with, Dennis. Have you seen him today?
Seen him? No. No, can't say I have.
Thanks anyways.
That article you wrote, it's done this town a lot of good.
How do you figure?
The mine was a band-aid on a torn artery. Sometimes, doing what is unpopular is still the moral choice.
You probably believe that.
I'd offer you something for that hangover, but I find in some cases, time is the best medicine.
A pill pusher who doesn't want to push pills. That's a new one.
Everything is poison. All that matters is the dose. Now, you have a good one, young man. Was there anything else you needed, by the way?
I have to ask. Why move here, of all places? You know, here, Basswood. A blink and you miss this town. People move out of Basswood, not in.
The town I used to work in had 100 other pharmacies in it. Oh, you'd make sales. But you don't get to know anyone, ever. Plus, if I'm being honest, I always imagined I'd retire in a small mountain town.
I heard you're helping out with the celebration today.
Naturally. It's the town's biggest homegrown tradition. I've become quite a fan myself.
I never got into it.
No. A celebration of hard work and building something with your own two hands? Well, it's quite romantic. I'm from Florida myself, but it has that universal appeal.
If it works for you.
Samuel, I saw you talking to Walter. Can you ask him something from me?
Why don't you ask him yourself? Let's agree, because I don't want to come off as cagey, but I don't get a good vibe off Hugh specifically.
Sure thing. What is it?
I knew I could count on you.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping the Basswood jungle could run a piece about me. You see, some of the older folks see me as an outsider still.
Can't say I'm surprised. I'll try and remember to ask next time I talk to him.
I really appreciated the chat, but I'm afraid it's time I get back to work. Do come see me again.
So when there's a choice of different options, I do try to make the selection that feels the most organic to how the conversation has gone, and that time I feel like I got it exactly backwards. Yeah, Hugh has a strong opinion on my article. Firmly believes it was a good thing. Maybe the only one in town. No coincidence he didn't grow up here. So we found things in the story so far that all seem to circle back to Hugh, the new guy in town who just seems to be a little bit involved in everything. And maybe I'm just making stuff up, but it just seems a little bit on the nose that we've got two stabbing related posters directly behind Hugh. Like, that one's actually like a needle, like it's gonna like be an injection, but it's being held like a dagger. And what does it say? It won't be easy, but it's worth it. I guess, hypothetically, to not take the drugs, but still holding it like a dagger. We don't even have any evidence that anybody's been stabbed. It just seems weird. Okay, so Kathy is done with her. By the way, what's the Terminator doing back there? Something conditions? Well, let's talk to Kathy.
Still here after all these years. She followed Nick to Basswood, but never liked it. Hey, Kathy.
Oh, Sam. What can I do you for?
I was looking for a picture of a woman and a baby. Do you have any of those in stock? Let's ask after Dennis.
Dennis hasn't come in today, has he?
Dennis? I haven't seen him since last night. Why? You looking for trouble?
Last night we got into a fight. Like a fist fight.
Really? I'm sorry I missed that. You could both use the thumping. But I left early to go check on Joan. Did you have to say that fantasy about her father being murdered was real?
I didn't.
Not what
I just want her to be a little girl, not a little Sam Higgs, sneaking around and getting into trouble. And now all she can talk about is how you're gonna prove that she's right. Sorry. I know it's not your fault, but I just don't... I don't know what to do with her. She's my daughter, and I feel like I'm losing her. I gotta go. If the boss sees me jawing instead of working, I'll get an earful.
No one in here was much help.
And sorry, as she continued talking, I think that the situation is that Joan talked to her about how Sam was going to look into it. I was immediately thinking, well, wait a second. I had a chance to talk to Kathy about, was Nick murdered at the wake? Sorry, I had a chance at the wake to ask, was Nick murdered? And didn't take that. So when she was like, oh, did you have to bring that up? It took me a second to pick up on, like, no, after the wake, Joan talk to her about it. Nonetheless, though, that's like Joan's... Like, I didn't want to bring it up to Kathy, as you heard, because I felt like that was up to Joan on whether or not she was going to share that with her mom, and, by the way, Nick's ex-wife. So that was my thought about it. 50 cents for 1 minute of escapism. Used to be 25 cents.
The perfect toy for a kid who only had imaginary friends.
Drugstore. Kathy's workplace was on the brink of closing 2 years ago.
No one in the pharmacy has seen Dennis around today. Back on the hunt.
Now, I can't just have you hanging around here all day like a ghost.
It's a free country.
Hey, don't give me that. People have been complaining, so don't let me see you here again.
You fascist.
What you just... I'm just doing my job. It's nothing personal.
Looks like you're not the only one who started off on the wrong foot today.
Sorry you had to see that. Some people you just can't reason with. Speaking of, you're still in town.
I'll be leaving as soon as I can. Probably.
I don't like that probably. I can't tell you to move along, but I suggest it strongly.
Trust me, I get it.
You were only in one fight last night because I stopped most of the others. Sam, I like you, but you're a hornet's nest.
That person you were talking to? Who's that?
A lost soul. Vagrancy isn't a crime, but loitering and trespassing are. I try to be understanding, polite, but it's hard when no one is polite back. People call you pig or fascist just for doing your job. Then they go and do things like deface the whole town. And I'm the asshole? It could get under your skin. Where's you at day after day? It grinds you down. It makes you feel like you've been lifting logs all day. Nah, sorry about that. I went off for a spell. Just remember, this town don't always respect the things you do.
Trust me, I know. You haven't seen Dennis today, have you?
Why are you looking for him?
I wanted to apologize for last night.
I'll just stay out of his way for a day or two. I heard you messed up Dennis pretty good last night. I'm not judging. His head's full of smoke. Takes a while to clear it out.
I don't want to keep you, officer. Have a good day.
Keep your nose clean.
Anna says working at the cafe most of the day would really would like to talk if you're still around. That was like perfectly timed for me to read it aloud. So I don't know if we're going to be allowed to go further down here. Oh yeah, we are. Looks fresh, the graffiti. Artistic value debatable.
Didn't used to see this around. Surprised it hasn't been removed.
It kind of looks like somebody was trying to. Either somebody was trying to, and it really looks like they were trying to maybe. Yeah, because you wouldn't be doing all of each of the colors. So I'm just distracted by like the bottom where it looks unfinished, and I feel like it maybe was finished, but then somebody came along and tried to change it up. Jones, hold on. Jones were already trying to sell it 4 years ago. Jones were they? And nothing else over here. I don't know. Oh, yep, we can look at this graffiti. Goes to show not all graffiti is the work of vandals. And what does that say up there? Something call W. I don't know what that says. Here's the barricades that are set up to regulate traffic during the Miners' Day celebration. And here's the Basswood Jungle. Now, that's where Anna works, who just texted us. So let me just take a quick look around to see if there's any other things to look at, interact with, anyone to talk to. Got a little emergency escape, it looks like. No admittance, employees only. No former employees, just the current ones. And we can't go down here, at least not yet. And this brings us all the way back around to the car. So I think that that's a thorough loop of Main Street. Blackheart Hotel. Did we go into the hotel? Can we go into the hotel? No, that's the one that's boarded up. Got it. The Mark Twain quote. And yeah, I didn't know that that was a hotel. Maybe we can talk to Joan about her mom?
I'll be fine. Just waiting for my mom's shift to end. Normally I'd be with my dad, but, you know.
Cheery. And yeah, okay, let's go into the Basswood jungle. This is the local town paper. It's where Sam used to work, Nick too, as well as Anna. Yeah, Anna definitely worked there. Here's a sign. Many companies have left town.
At least the Basswood jungle is still standing.
I have to go past the SKL law offices. A small publication with a loyal following, first and only real job. And we don't actually go in the front door, it seems. Am I misremembering? Is this not where Anna is? Okay, we know we can't go down there. Let's check our journal. Meet Anna at the cafe. Oh, okay. Now Anna is waiting for me at the cafe. I'd better play this right. Okay. I guess I saw the text. I thought that we were going to pick her up at the Basswood jungle. Did I look at this? Christina's Place, the only cafe in town. If it's the only cafe in town, well, I guess it's very economically depressed. I was going to say, you'd think that it'd do pretty good business. No, okay. Saw that. Here's the Gossip Club. I like this cafe. I'm not going to complain about spending some more time in here. Like I said, you know, breakfast and lunch every day at this place. There she is. Well, hold on. Anna's coffee. Empty. Prefers to brewing her coffee as hot as possible.
Betting there'll be a few more cups before she leaves. Some things never change.
Sam! Glad you came.
Of course. I said I would.
I can still be glad about it. So, I hear you got in a fight after I left the wake?
It was really more of a scuffle than a fight. A bit of tit for tat.
Oh, well, if it was just a bit of friendly fisticuffs.
Yeah, I don't know if I could call it friendly. You haven't seen Dennis today, have you?
Why? Afraid your powerful blows laid him up?
So, what are you working on?
I'm working on an article on how nature does its best to reclaim the land after a strip mining operation. Why are you looking for Dennis? I can tell something has you spooked. I can always tell.
Go on. Tell her. You could honestly use a non-imaginary person to confide in.
She might slow me down. Or try to involve the cops.
She might do those things, yes, or she might be someone who you can trust, who can help.
I'd say I am definitely on Glass's side here.
I woke up today and my shirt was covered in blood.
Blood? What happened?
I don't know. Last night, pills and alcohol mixed. It's all a blur. That's why I'm looking for Dennis.
Have you tried the Basswood jungle? He likes to work weekends.
No, not yet. I'll do that right now.
Sam, is there anything I can do to help? Oh, nah. I'm just gonna do my own thing. Oh, Sam. What have you done?
Seems kind of weird not to bring her along. Would you come with me? I just want to make sure that Dennis is okay. Whatever. Like, I thought that we were going to involve her a little bit more than just confessing to her that Sam might have been involved in a crime thus implicating her if she doesn't turn us in and talk to the cops about it. I sort of thought that we would bring her in a little bit more than that, but sure, we can ostracize her some more. That'll work out. Okay, just didn't remember if we could. Oh, are these bitter miners? Are we gonna get into an altercation there? Just walking by, minding my own business, not giving you the side eye. Here's what I'm betting. We can't get in the front door. We have to try to go around to the side, and that's when the miners are gonna be in our way.
Locked. I should check the back.
Mm-hmm.
My. Look what we got here. Is that Sam Higgs? Trying to get back in the newspaper game? I thought you got the message last night. Of course, it was hard to tell, considering you let Declan do your talking for you.
Look, fellas.
You know, Basswood can be a dangerous place.
Well, so maybe consider just getting before something bad happened to you.
God damn it, I really don't know.
I'll leave when I'm good and ready.
Just make it sooner rather than later.
Declan's right down the street.
Watch yourself while you're in Basswood, because we'll be watching you.
It's interesting that my other brother Daryl there never says a word. Okay. Like that guy, Joel, I think is that guy's name. He travels with two others, but one of them, as far as we've seen or heard, never utters a word.
Been a while. This place used to be my home, or at least felt like it.
Specifically the Pac-Man
Where's
parts
Dennis?
of it.
He should be in here.
Okay, well, we're gonna look around because I love all the little bits of detail in games like this, as well as the lighting. So that's Kelly, I guess. That little pink post-it it was. Please tell me we can look at the Pac-Man post-it thing. That's it. I'll say this. That is damn good post-it-tree. It never even occurred to me to try to do something like that, and I think it came out great. A waiting area. I feel like all these notes are a little bit too small to read, and we don't have any, like, zoom in, look more carefully at anything buttons. What would you say you do here? Is that an Office Space reference? Care? Competition 11. Oh, this is my office. Or my desk, I guess. And we're not going to be able to read on any of those. I'm like glancing at things here and there, but I do like the fact that Sam Higgs still has an office space all these years later. Little desk set aside.
Dennis. Dennis. What happened? Who? Is that how I got blood on me? Did I?
Oh, we might have to run through some more calming doors. New panic attack?
can do this, Sam. When you focus, you can think through any problem. Sam, no, don't think about that. Don't let it in.
Okay, no more murders. What does that mean then? Him. Focus on him.
Keep going. You got this.
Okay, so we don't want to focus on Dennis's. We want to focus on him's.
Focus
fuck.
on me, Sam.
I pressed
Dennis
the wrong
is a
button there.
distraction.
Okay, focus.
Don't give up, Sam. You almost have it.
I pushed Y. It's interesting that if you press the wrong button, it does a murder. A to focus.
This is Dennis's office. There must be some clues around.
You also have to call the cops. Because now, A, Declan's right outside. B, this is where he might have seen you go in here, be lurking around.
You can solve this. Figure this out before Dennis dies again and the panic overwhelms you.
And C, Anna knows that you're in here. Okay? Dennis's injury.
Chest wound. What kind of weapon did this? Blood all over the monitor. Not much to go on. I need something useful. The chair is pretty far away from the desk, but I don't think that's important. Chest wound. What kind of weapon did this?
Okay, so if I don't care that there's blood on the monitor, then I care that there's... Why else is it coming back here then? Oh, exit wound.
Gunshot. The bullet went clean through. The killer must have been close. Where did the bullet go?
Well, oh, bullet impact.
The bullet stopped here. Small caliber like Dennis's gun. I need to find that gun.
The gun. Under the table? Unlikely to be in the drawers, I would think. But I guess, sure, why not?
There's nothing useful in those drawers. Dennis had his gun on him at the wake. The bullet stopped here. Small caliber like Dennis's gun. I need to find that gun.
Holster.
His gun is gone. He had it earlier. Where did it go? The shooter used Dennis's gun, but I didn't have it this morning. And how did I get the blood on me?
There's traces of blood. Dennis's corpse. Pool of blood would be more likely.
The blood has been disturbed. By what? A blood trail leads off. Someone or something moved through it. Me? Sam, stop it. Come back to reality. But you didn't do anything. Dennis was already dead when you arrived, can't you see? Dennis was shot, and you don't even own a gun. How could you have done it? All you did was move his body, which is how your shirt got stained. Think about it, Sam. Calm down and think. You're right. I can see it. I have the complete picture now. blood on the shirt was Dennis's, but I didn't kill him. I found him dead. Blackout drunk, panicked. I stumbled to my car. Luckily, I ended up back at the hotel and not wrapped around a pole. Now, I know I didn't do it. The police, though, may not feel the same way. I need to search the area. See if I can find out why someone would murder Dennis. I need to find out why Dennis was killed. It may have something to do with Nick. Dennis's computer is still signed in. Seems like a good place to start.
Seems like a real security lapse for the IT guy to not have some sort of a lockout screen that would come up after, 5 minutes, but what do I know?
You didn't deserve this. No one deserves this.
Oh, get your fingerprints on his mouse and his keyboard, too. It's a great plan. Dennis's draft, sure, why not? So the draft was from Dennis to Mary and Frank Gardner, who, pending additional information, I would assume are his parents. Gonna be home very late tonight. Oh, he's misspelling. I like that. Sorry, I need to make an asshole understand how the world rally works. I won't be up to make breakfast, but there's some... That's... It's an inventive spelling of theirs. Some waffles in the freezer and should be some. Oh, right. I think that we might want to, manually read everything from now on, just because that's everything, actually. Dennis's draft. Yeah, there's... Welcome to your mailbox. Let's go to his inbox. Nick Waldron. So we're going to read the... Well, I guess urgent.
Emails between Nick and Dee. They're talking in codes. Nothing stated clearly. They didn't want to risk anyone learning of their meetings. Smart. Someone was watching.
So Nick is saying, I didn't think I'd hear from you again. If you're willing to talk, I'm very willing to listen. I can make the meetup tomorrow. Signed, Nick Waldron. Oh, wait. Sorry. I do maybe want to just read it.
Emails between Nick and Dee. They're talking in codes. Nothing stated clearly. They didn't want to risk anyone learning of their meetings.
So here's a response to curiosity.
Someone was watching.
Oh, just keep talking. This is a response to a reply to curiosity, exclamation point.
Whatever Nick was looking into seemed big, but he said it fizzled out.
So, which one's older? I guess we'll go from the bottom up. Dear Nicholas, I hope you had a pleasant trip, said Walter. You mentioned last week that you were on the brink of a big story. Things on our side have been rather lackluster, I'm afraid. I was hoping maybe you'd like to share with this old owl what you have up your sleeve. To which Nick responds... Hey, Walt, sorry to disappoint, but I've decided to drop the story. It turned out to be a dead end after all. Better luck next time, I hope. Signed, Nick Waldron. Oh.
The puzzle comes together. Dennis was reading everyone's emails. He found out that Nick hadn't stopped his investigation like he'd told Walter. And that Nick was still talking to some informant. Then he decided to tell me. And now he's dead. I need to look through any notes Nick left in his office and check Walter's computer. They have to have something for me to go on. Nick must have left some notes behind somewhere. Walter also might have something on Nick's work. I should look around.
Yeah, I think this is where Nick's office was. Yeah. Okay, let's go piece by piece. Here's safe.
If I had the code, I could get in here.
Okay. Did he put his safe code directly onto the bulletin board right next to it?
Valid question. Still not sure.
Second video soon. Tim Hart's cat. I want to go home. Little pie chart up there.
They don't even work here anymore. Someone should really clean up this board.
And... oh, hold on.
Nick's handwriting. Always paranoid about forgetting things.
2341, don't forget. That seems like it's likely to be a code, but let's rifle through his cupboard. Oh, we can't. His office supplies and old notes. Oh, there's a laptop missing.
Nick's computer is missing. Took it home to work or stolen? The only thing she cared about then was looking at bugs and drawing them. Weird. Nick was always more a fan of beer than working late.
So A, or possibly Anna, says, I left you some pepperoni rolls in the fridge. Don't work too late. P.S. Next time it's your turn.
Nick, Anna, and me.
What are the differences between leave it, put down, and take it? What's the difference between leave it and put down? Here's the thing, like, he has to go to the police. He has to. Multiple people probably saw him walk into this room. He should already be calling the police. I'm going to take it.
Nick wouldn't mind if I kept this, for old time's sake.
And that seems to be it. Yep, photo, note. Yep, okay. And okay. Let's look through the name, or look at the nameplate. Nick's nameplate. Walter often called Nick his farmhand. And then we've got Nick's drawers. What was they? Too easy to access, wouldn't keep anything important in them. Okay, so what are we thinking? That this, we've only found one 4-digit code, 2341. Let's try that.
It was a good guess, just not the right one. I should keep looking.
Here's the thing. See how there's a colon between it? 23:41. I mean, that could be like military time, for example. Oh, wait. So if that was military time, then it would be 11:41? Could be.
Nope. And with something like 10,000 combinations, I doubt I'll stumble on it. I should keep looking.
We may not have the information that we need in this area, so we'll... Sure, somebody left their diary out, why not? 3121. I might legitimately need to read this one. November 5th. Today's been something, something, something. I still write some blah, blah, blah in my diary so I can keep a trail of what I'm doing. Negan bothered Venger me again this week. I assume this is Bug. Just needs a phone. Drew some bugs. I don't want no lunchbox friends. I don't know what that means. Magic Boss 3121. Oh, well, hold on. She drew a picture of a safe right next to it too.
4 digits. Wonder if that's the new code for the archives.
Why would Joe know that? Let's try it before I forget.
Thanks, Bug. Your obsessive snooping pays off. Nick always kept extensive records of his work. He was almost obsessive. How could there be so little information regarding his last investigation?
Well, let's start on the left.
Nick was looking into the impact the closure of the mine had on Basswood. But what was he looking for?
Unemployment skyrocketed after the mine closed. Very normal. Flattened out in the last year or so. On the rebound, numbers looking good. Something or outlier need more data points. Numbers looking good. Trend or outlier needs more data points. And then we've got sort of these blue lines that show the satisfaction survey. It's sort of evened out. Yeah.
Nick was traveling all over. Train tickets, hotel bills, out of state even. He was tracking something. Or someone.
Yeah, West Virginia to Florida. And it looks like there was one other. To Ohio. Yeah.
Nick had a contact. Same name as in the email. He was onto something big.
8 p.m. with D. I'm surprised that he hasn't, like, I really just thought D was Dennis, honestly, when we found the email. Twitchy guy, but he might have something useful. 12/12, February 12th, I guess. 5 p.m., second meeting with D. This is actually something, assuming he's not full of crap. Always wants to meet in spooky spots. Maybe he's seen too many movies. March 18, 10 a.m. with D. Had to buy him breakfast. Seems nervous. April 1st, thought I'd lost him. Glad he's open to talking again. Just make sure there's nothing else in there. No. All right, that seems like everything out of the folders.
What Nick was looking into was something big and dangerous. It's why he was so careful.
When Nick wrote...
It's possible Walter missed something. Could be worth checking his office.
When Nick wrote had to buy him breakfast, that immediately made me think about, like, people who... Like the Richard, who was walking out of the pharmacy when we were moving in, except there's no D's in Richard. Well, I guess at the very end. That would be weird. But then the guy sitting down on the alleyway that Declan was talking to, we didn't get his name, I don't think.
Walter always treated us like family.
Replaced with boxes and piles of paper. All right, hold on. Journal. It was tradition at the Basswood Jungle to have an end-of-year party in the office. Walter insisted on it, paying for booze and food out of his own pocket. One year he even got presents for everyone, engraved nameplates for your desks. Now if anyone walks in here, they'll see that we mean business, he said, beaming with pride. Walter started at the Basswood Jungle as a gopher, having dropped out of high school after his father passed away. Climbed with the ranks over the years. He lives and breathes the newspaper. Telling stories gets under your skin, he would say. Your comrades are family, and we look after our own. Looks like he could never bring himself to throw out your nameplate even after you left. Samuel Higgs. Dennis is dead, shot to death at his desk. He often pissed off a lot of people, but who would do this and why? Apparently, Dennis used his IT privileges to read people's emails. He knew Nick was investigating something. Is this why he was killed? Reading other people's emails really makes you a piece of garbage, I think. Go down. So this is of Sam. I had a million reasons not to confide in Anna, but I did it anyway. I can't tell if it was the right decision. No, you stormed out of the room immediately. Of course you can't tell if it was the right decision. I still need to get to the bottom of whatever happened last night, but it's strangely comforting to think maybe I don't have to do it alone. Frantically trying to solve Dennis's murder only made things worse. I realized I had to take a different approach, calm down first, analyze second. Here's Declan, who seems more confident than how I remember him, but also more frustrated. And finally, Joel. Joel and the boys are still out for blood, as if I didn't have enough on my plate. They're clearly planning to celebrate Miners' Day by breaking my nose, and I don't have time for such distractions right now. I don't think it said such distractions. I don't know why I put that in there. I don't have time for such distractions. Old desk. This is hurry mode. We got our own vending machine up here in the writer's pen, but nothing that we can buy. Okay, into Walter's office. His burning urgency is palpable. Oh, by the way, definitely be next to the window so that everybody can see you just, like, lurking around in here.
So strange how calm it is out there when... well, this happened.
Inspect. I don't even have a guess.
There might be something around here that hints at Walter's password.
It could be the cat. We could see if he left a hint.
Hopefully his password reminder isn't some esoteric book reference. Ugh. My heart's desire. It could mean a person, but also a place. Walter was never tech-savvy. He just uses words that mean something to him. There's a good chance there's a clue in his office. just reminders. Nothing that could be used as a password.
Oh.
She used to be the office administrator ages ago.
Wait, is that Tara? That's definitely not his heart's desire, I don't think.
A photo Walter took of his first desk on his first day of work. Nick inherited it.
Okay, I don't see anything that seems... If the password is Tara, I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it.
Walter had this article framed after he saw the boost in traffic the Haven got. Basswood is his blood and soul. Wouldn't surprise me if he said it as his password.
Basswood, that doesn't seem... We could try Tara, we could try Basswood. Walter's nameplate. Walter loves the old-fashioned look. Boy, he had a lot of books. Like, and I don't say that as a knock, it's just not going to be something that we can really comb through to find out. Basswood Jungle Team, hard not to be nostalgic.
That was just after Anna came on. And we really were a small clan.
Each in a slightly different style. Eclectic. What was this? Remember the day when Tara decided the Basswood Jungle needed a team photo? Nobody wanted to do it, but they couldn't say no to Tara without a good excuse. I feel like I can say no to Tara for any reason I choose. In the end, it only took her about half an hour to guilt the entire office. Dennis said he'd be in the photo only if you would be there too. He knew you never liked forced fun, pub quizzes, organized team lunches. Your reluctance to pose for a photo was a safe bet, but you agreed. Tara was pleased with herself. A team photo only really matters if everyone's in it. And here's the thing, I'm being a little bit rude towards Tara because I don't like her personality very much, but I actually wouldn't be the stick in the mud who refused to sit down for the team photo with everybody else. That would then it's on you, Sam. Maybe she had a point. It's the only team photo the Basswood Jungle has ever taken. Here we go. Books. Favorite books.
He loves all his first editions, but Alice in Wonderland always came out on top.
Alice.
Wouldn't be surprised if that was his password.
That's his password. I didn't know that we could inspect the desk.
His granddad rock a thing? If so, Walter and Anna are both into it.
Note, it's about time somebody teaches you the real classics. Let me know what you think. Signed A. The Ink Spots, greatest hits.
Good for Walter that Judith is doing all right. She means the world to him. So much so that she could be his password.
From the office of Dr. Lastufka. Dear Mr. Dotson, as per your mother's wishes, I am pleased to inform you that your mother is well on her way to a full recovery. Following a detailed and thorough medical examination, she is now fit to leave our care. As per my recommendations, Ms. Judith will shortly leave for Costa Rica. The warmer climate will help bring her back to full strength. If you have any if you have any need of clarification, please contact me. P.S. Your mother asked me to remind you that your own medical exam with my colleague, Dr. Chavez, is long overdue. Signed, Dr. Lestufka. I'm gonna say that... Oh, hold on. Oh, but the cat photo's right here, though.
Bryn never looked happy a day in her life. Been Walter's cat for years.
Wait, what was the cat's name?
Her name is his password.
Hold on.
Bryn never looked happy a day in her life.
Bryn?
Been Walter's cat for years.
Oh, dear.
He set her name as his password.
Hold on. Peanut, hope you're not working too hard again. You must visit me in Playa Longosta. It's so beautiful.
I can't imagine Walter getting a suntan at the beach. He can't stay still.
What? Hold on, guys. What name is he saying? Hold on.
Bryn never looked happy a day in her life.
Bryn?
Been Walter's cat for years. Maybe he set her name as his password.
I'm gonna go with Alice, but if it's not Alice, we might have a problem. Okay, inspect. Enter password. Oh, thank God. Okay, so there's Bryn. But no, let's... Okay, I was gonna go with Alice, but let's try Wonderland.
That's not it. I have to keep looking.
Next most likely thing is Prin. Look at that cat.
That's not it. I have to keep looking.
Judith?
That's not it. I have to keep looking.
Well, now we've bricked the system, or at least we should. If I ever go looking for my heart's desire, it's really Basswood, really?
And I'm in. Let's see what secrets you got in here, Walter.
Wow, honest to God. And I know it was like where I go searching for my heart's desire, like a location, but I just didn't think it was going to be that at all. Let's look in his inbox first. Bess Mitchell, help emails, a reply. So, starting from the bottom, Bess Mitchell from the Basswood Police writes, "Hey, hun, here's the report on Nick's crash. You haven't asked for one of these in a while. Nothing all that interesting in here." He did say that he was looking into the crash. Just another sad day by the roadside. West Virginian roads take more good sons than guns do. Bess Mitchell, Chief of Police. Did we meet Bess? I think we saw her at the wake. Now that you mention it. Object help. So, then Walter wrote back, "Bess, wanted to extend my greatest thanks again for your help. You are a scholar and a saint. It looks like I was worried unnecessarily regardless. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Signed, Walter Dodson." Okay, let's go back to sent email. Here's the help email. That's just the same thing. Okay, so this is nothing for us right now. Back. Oh, wait, maybe I didn't have to read it. Remember, I said I was going to read all of these now? Oh, there was an open file. Whoops. Yep. Open file. That was the object.
Standard so far. By the book. I see why Walter wasn't worried.
Name, Nicholas Waldron, age 35. Vehicles, color, red. Make, Cosmo. Model, 2008 Romero. Car found against a tree surrounded by debris. Fire started at or after impact and burned out with Nicholas Waldron in the driver's seat. Skid marks and other traces suggest the driver was startled by an animal and exited the road at high speed. Driver most likely inebriated in some form. It's a roadside accident. Date of incident was 2017. Telegraph Hill Highway. Cleared otherwise is checked off down at the bottom.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. Nick would never drive without his seatbelt on. And he always kept his window open.
I was going to say, the windows were rolled up. That was established at the wake. Airbags deployed, seatbelt was not on, windows were rolled up. Driver probably drunk and forgot the belt. The fire burned out a small area around the car but did not spread. Unknown if driver was alive at the time of crash, but if so, did not survive the fire. Blunt force trauma, smoke inhalation, or burns are all possible causes of death.
The car really burned, though that's very uncommon in most crashes.
Yep.
So, Walter got the police report from Bess. Nick was supposedly drunk at the wheel, which doesn't sound like him. And his seatbelt was off and his windows up, which both sound very wrong. Walter seemed to buy it, but I don't know if I do.
It's pretty weird that Walter would buy it, given the fact that I don't get the sense that Nick always kept his windows down was that much of a secret. What do we want to do now? I think that's it. Walter made it despite Anna's freelancer status. Oh, I didn't know she was a freelancer. I guess I just assumed she was on the staff from that memory that we had of Nick introducing her to Sam here. Okay, so
did you come to the logical conclusion to this mess we're in? Just a hint. We should get out of town immediately.
Sorry. Hold on. Sorry, controller disconnected. Awesome. Hold on 1 second. Those are real life USB sounds. Live recording, everybody. And are we back up? Or are you kidding? Okay. So what just happened is we have a little wireless receiver for the... Yikes. Okay. Okay, so give me just a second. I apologize to you guys so much. This is a live recording, and it is not coming back on. Let me think about the fewest steps to get this back up and running. I just have to grab a wire, and I'll be right back. All right, given the options to continue to fiddle with this and make the wireless work again, or plug in this wired version, which I usually keep handy when we think that maybe the battery's a little bit light or anything, I will just plug it in right now. The little receiver, it just like slipped off the table. It didn't even fall that far, and now it won't reconnect. But we are back in now. Just a few seconds to get settled, and we are back off to the investigation.
Dennis tried to talk to me about Nick, and that's what got him killed. Exactly. Like I said, you should get out of town. And the details of Nick's death, it doesn't sound like him. 2 years is a long time, Sam. He may have changed more than you know. Changed decade-long habits? I need to go to the crash site. Just remember, if you're right...
Sam? What's happening? Dennis. That's Dennis. What happened? Is he...
Anna, listen to me.
Dennis is dead is self-evident. I didn't kill him. Let's go with that.
Anna, I did not kill Dennis.
Oh my God, no. It's... How could this happen?
He died last night. Hours ago. Not much we can do right now. He asked me to meet him here after, but I was so drunk I arrived late. And the person that actually showed up killed him.
Your bloody shirt was clearly from this. That means you were here yesterday. It links you to the crime scene. And you've been running around town all morning asking about Dennis. It won't look good. We need to call the police.
They'll think I killed him. I thought I did at first. I have no alibi.
This is not about you. Dennis had a family. They have to know what happened. It's the right thing to do. Do you want Walter to find his body come Monday?
She has a point. Someone is gonna find him eventually. Involving the police would only slow us down. I'll be more efficient on my own. Efficient and possibly friendless. You've already trusted Anna once. I suggest you keep on that road.
Okay, so let me think through, because here's the problem. When he's like, somebody's gonna, find Dennis's body eventually. No, somebody already did, and it's Anna. Like, you needed to, and maybe it was me and I was just slow about it. You needed to do your investigation, and then you needed to report this yourself to the police. The fact that you were asking around after Dennis isn't incriminating. It's the opposite of incriminating. If you knew Dennis was dead, if you had murdered him, you wouldn't be going around everywhere. Hey, have you seen Dennis? Do you know where Dennis is? I gotta find Dennis. However, when you entered into this building right across the street from the cop after saying to Anna, oh, I'm gonna go to the Basswood jungle to see if I can go find Dennis, and then then his dead body is in here, and you don't report it, obviously you're gonna get nailed for that. Like, here's the thing, if we leave right away, Anna is further implicated into this, and I have, frankly, no reason to believe that she's gonna keep this secret. We have to call the cops. I feel like we have to.
Okay, but not that phone. Use one of the landlines here, and don't leave your name.
You remember I'm a journalist, right? I know how to keep things confidential.
Also, I think whoever did this might be linked to Nick's accident.
This is about Nick? The crash?
I'm going to the crash site to confirm my suspicions.
I'm going with you.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
You trusted me before. It's only fair I do the same for you. I'll call the cops from here so they can't track us.
All right.
Sam just put his fingerprints over every square inch of this office, and now he's going to basically leave a message for the police, who are immediately going to come in and dust everything. We're going to call it there for episode 3. Thank you so much, and we'll see you hopefully in just a few moments for episode 4.